Ever wonder if just one small event, maybe, I don't know, a big award or something, can kick off a huge storm in the stock market? Well, today we're doing a deep dive into Butterfly Network, a ticker BFLY, the medical device innovator. They just had exactly that kind of moment, and wow, the stock price just took off. Welcome to De-Risk, a podcast where we provide a no-nonsense analysis of stocks. Our mission today is a really rigorous look into BFLY based on our research and the data we captured on September 19, 2025.
Right, and just to set the scene for you, the broader market is feeling exceptionally cautious this morning. You've got mixed futures, tech is looking okay, kind of green, but the big industrial stocks, they're lagging. And all this is happening while you're hearing more and more whispers about the R word, recession, because demand is clearly slowing down. Things feel a bit fragile globally. Investors are definitely playing defense right now.
Okay, so let's dig into this. There seems to be a real fundamental conflict with BFLY right now. It's like the story versus the actual numbers. And the story, the narrative, it's pretty dazzling, almost hard to believe. BFLY just got named to Time's World's Top Health Tech Companies list. Huge deal. That really acted like pouring jet fuel on the stock price. And Wall Street, they seem totally convinced. All four analysts covering it, they rated a buy. Every single one. Plus, you've got some help coming from Washington, right? There's that bill moving forward for Medicare coverage on breakthrough devices. It sounds like the perfect setup for a breakout.
It sounds perfect, yeah. It's a great story. But then you look at the financials, the spreadsheet that tells the maybe less exciting side of things, and you have to ask, is the story going to last? Or is it just distracting from the core issues? Our research is actually flashing a pretty major warning sign. Projections look good, sure, they're forecasting significant revenue growth way out in the future, but right now, they are burning through cash. Like really burning through it. And that deficit leads directly to a negative fair value per share.
Whoa, hang on. Negative fair value.
Yeah.
So the company's current value, based on the numbers, is less than zero. Yet you've got four analysts screaming buy and Time saying they're world-class.
Yeah.
That just doesn't quite add up.
It is a serious contradiction. And you have to remember, analyst ratings, they often lag behind what the price is actually doing, the technical momentum. What we're likely seeing is, a classic enthusiasm pump. It's driven by this big catalyst, the Time Award. But the fundamental problem, the financial health, that's still not solved. They need to start actually making money, not just projecting it down the road.
Okay, so this intense conflict, you can really see it playing out in the market sentiment. What jumps out at me is how divided everyone is. Look at the options market. It's just raging bull territory. The put-to-call ratio is incredibly low, like 0.01. It seems like options traders think $1.50 is an absolute floor for the stock.
Yeah, that 0.801 ratio is pretty wild. And what that number means, just for context, it means for every 100 bets that the stock will go up, those are calls. Maybe only one person is buying protection in case it falls. That's a put. Almost nobody is paying for downside insurance. That signals, maximum confidence among that crowd that this rally keeps going.
Extreme optimism there. But then, on the flip side, you've got some serious doubters creating this really tense standoff. Short interest is high. It's sitting at nearly 10% of the available shares. And based on current trading volume, it would take those bears, the short sellers, almost 5 full days just to buy back their shares and get out.
Exactly. And that high short interest, that's the coiled spring we talk about sometimes. If the price keeps climbing, those bears get squeezed. They're forced to buy back shares quickly, probably at higher prices, which just adds more fuel to the fire, pushing the price up even faster. It's a potential self-reinforcing surge. And that leads us right into the charts, which honestly is where things get really interesting now.
Absolutely. I mean, the long-term trend was pretty grim, definitely bearish. But this recent price action, it just violently smashed right through that old downtrend line. And this wasn't some quiet little move up, was it?
No, not at all. This was a high conviction breakout. You saw massive trading volume coming in, confirming a huge surge of capital, likely from bigger institutions. And look at the momentum gauges, things like RSI, MACD, they've all flipped strongly bullish. It signals acceleration, a real decisive shift towards buyers being in control. Volatility has also woken up, which tells you, expect bigger price swings from here on out, both up and down potentially.
Okay, so pull this all together. What's our take for you, the listener? Our final verdict, at least for the short term, is cautiously bullish. That Time Award really was a powerful catalyst. It ignited this explosive move on heavy volume. And honestly, that kind of technical strength is just too powerful to ignore right now.
But you absolutely have to keep the main risks front and center. That deeply negative cash flow, that's a fundamental anchor. And the shaky macro picture. If the broader market gets nervous again, That could snuff out this rally pretty quickly. Keep an eye on the resistance levels. The key battleground looks like it's between $2.20 and $2.35. That's probably where that short interest could really add fuel if we break through. On the downside, you really want to see $2 hold as solid support. And the whole bullish idea. It starts to look shaky if the stock closes below $1.80, especially if it happens on heavy selling volume. So really, Butterfly Network is just a textbook example right now of narrative versus numbers. The story is winning big time. It's pushing the technicals way ahead of those, frankly, poor fundamentals. The critical question for you to think about is how long can that momentum keep defying the slightly terrifying spreadsheet?
That's all for this episode. Remember, this podcast is for informational purposes only and isn't financial advice. Do your own research or consult with qualified financial advisors before making any investments. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you in the next episode.